Hey guys, welcome to the next video on Jenkins tutorial for beginners. In this video we will see how we can do the Jenkins integration with Git and GitHub. So let's get started. I'm going to minimize the browser first of all. And if you are following this video series, in the last videos we have created this Java samples project, and inside this Java samples project we have a hello world.java file, and this is the output of that file. Now let's say we want to commit this project to Git, and then we want to push the changes to the GitHub repository. First of all, I'm going to show you how you can do it, and then we will see how we can create a Jenkins job out of it. Now if you are new to Git and GitHub, in the last video I have shown you how you can install Git and configure GitHub on your Ubuntu operating system. So just watch the last video of this series and you will be good to go. So for committing my file on Git, let me open the terminal first of all. So I'm going to just press Ctrl Alt T to open the terminal, and first of all I will just cd to my Java samples directory, and in order to initialize a Git project in this directory I can just give this command git init and then press enter, and this directory will be added to the Git. Now in order to see the status of all the file, I can just give this command git status and then press enter, and you will see this message which says untracked file because we haven't added and committed these files to Git. So let's do that. So to add these files to Git, we just need to write git add and the file names one by one, hello world.class space hello world.java, and this will add both these files to the Git. And let's do git status first once again, and now you will see both the files, and the message is changes to be committed. So let's commit these files. So to commit on Git, you just need to give this command git commit -m to give the message, and here you can give any message which you want to provide for your commit. So for example, first Java commit, let's say, or any other message which you like to give to your commit. And once again we can commit these files one by one. So just give the first file name and then space and then give the second file name and then press enter, which is going to commit these files to the Git. Now let's check the status once again. So git status, and you can see nothing to commit, working free clean. So now we have committed these files to Git, but in order to push them to GitHub we need to create a repository on GitHub. So I'm going to go to the browser and I'm going to go to github.com and log in with my credentials there, and here I will just click on start a project. Let's say I just want to give the name Java hello world, and then you can give the description here which is optional, but for now I'm going to leave everything as default, and I'm going to just press on create repository, which is going to create a blank repository for me. Now in here you will see two help messages. One is to create a new repository on the command line, and other is to push an existing repository from the command line. So we have already created our Git repository, so we will push this repository using command line. So we will choose the second option, which is this one, and for that we need these commands. So I'm going to just copy the first command, which is going to just add the remote origin to my project. So this is my project and I have already committed these two files to my Git, and to add it to my remote origin I just need to give this command git remote add origin and the URL of your Git repository, which is this one, or simply you can copy this command, which will be enough. So once you have copied and pasted this command, just press enter. So this command is successful. Now let's copy the second command in order to push our changes to the repository. So I'm going to just copy the second command and go to the terminal, just right click, paste, and then press enter, and this is going to push our changes to the GitHub. First of all, we need to give our GitHub credentials here. So first of all, the username, and then press enter. And second is the password, and then press enter. And now your files will be pushed to your repository. So once you have done that, I'm going to just go to this repository which I've created, and I will see these two files which I have committed to the Git in this folder which I'm working on. So once you have created your repository on GitHub, you can go to Jenkins and let's create a new project here. And here I'm going to just give the same name which my repository has, which is Java Hello World. And then I'm going to choose the freestyle project and I'm going to click OK. And in the description I will just say Java Hello World example, and rest everything we will leave as default. And now click on source code management, and because we are working with Git, so now we will click on the Git option, and here you can give your Git repository URL. So to get the Git repository URL, you can just go to your repository and click on this green button which says clone or download, and just copy this URL from here and then paste this URL here, which is repository URL. And now we will scroll down a little, and here it says branches to the build. So by default you can see there is only one branch in our GitHub repository, which is master branch. So we will leave this as default, but if you want to have multiple branches in your GitHub and then you want to clone, for example, a development branch or any other branch, you just need to give the branch name of your repository here which you want to clone. Okay, so right now we only have the master branch, so we will leave this as default. And next option is repository browser, so we will also leave it as default. And now we will go to the build triggers, and for now I will leave everything as default, but we will see how we can choose this option which says poll SCM or other Git option in a moment. But first of all, I want to show the simple way of just cloning and building your Jenkins job. So just leave everything as default in your build triggers, and then build in environment also I'm going to leave everything as default. Now in the build option we will choose execute shell here, and here we will give the commands to compile our hello world.java program. So we will just say java c hello world.java, which is our Java file, which is this one. So we want to compile this one, and then we want to just run this file. So for running we will just use java hello world, and by now I think you already know what these commands are doing. And let's go to the build environment once again. So here in the build environment you will see few options. So first option is delete workspace before build start, and this is important for us. So I'm going to show you what this is in a moment, but first let me save this job first of all. And once your job is created, let's go to the home page, and in here let's build this job. So I'm going to just click on this arrow button and I'm going to just say build now, and now the build of this job will start. We are going to just go inside this Java Hello World, and you can see here our build is successful. So I'm going to go inside this build and I'm going to go to the console output, and here you will see more details. So first of all, you will see the location where your GitHub repository is cloned, and this is the location where your GitHub repository is cloned, right? And you can see in the next command it has cloned our GitHub repository, and after the cloning these two commands has been executed. So first was the java c hello world.java, which is used to compile our hello world program, and then java space hello world, which have resulted in this output, which is hello world, and our job is finished with success. So this is how you can clone your repository and you can just build your job using GitHub repository. Now let's go to this location, which is the default Jenkins location where your repository has been cloned. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this path from here, and I'm going to go to the terminal and open the next terminal, and I'm going to just give cd and whatever path you have copied, and I'm going to just press enter here, and I'm going to do ls here, and you can see both of your file are here. So hello world.class is there and hello world.java is there. Now let's see some more configuration options for our Jenkins job. So I'm going to go to my Jenkins job, and I'm going to go to the configuration now, and once again in the configuration I'm going to go to the build environment, and I'm going to choose this option which says delete workspace before build start. So this is going to delete this workspace before our build starts. So this is the workspace of Jenkins, and if you choose this option, this is going to delete the workspace before this Jenkins job starts, right? So I'm going to save the job and build it once again, and hopefully this will also be successful. And I'm going to go to my job and then see the console output, and you can see building in workspace once again. And then first of all, it has deleted our workspace and once again cloned our repository. Okay, so this is the extra step when you choose the delete workspace option. Now let's see some more configuration options. So I'm going to go to the configuration of my Jenkins job, and this time I'm going to go to my build triggers, and in the build triggers I'm going to choose this option which says poll SCM, and this option works similar to the build periodically option which works on the cron mechanism. So if you give 5 asterisks here, this is going to poll every minute to your repository for any changes, and if you have done any changes to your GitHub repository, this is going to detect your changes, and if there is any change, then it's going to build your job once again. So let's save this job. So to trigger this job now, what we need to do is we need to do some changes to our GitHub using Git. So in this project, what I'm going to do is in my Java samples project where I have committed my Java hello world files using Git, I'm going to do ls once again, and you can see there is no readme into my repository, so I'm going to add a readme file into my repository. So to do that, I'm going to use the touch command. So just write touch readme.md, which is the readme file name, and then press enter and do ls, and you can see this readme.md is created. And to edit this file, I'm going to just write gedit. Gedit is the editor, you can choose any editor you want, and then the file name which is readme.md. and once this editor is open, I will just copy and paste some readme content into this readme.md file, and now I'm going to just give the git status command. So just give the git status, and you can see this there is one file which is untracked, so we are going to add this to the git first of all. So git add and the file name once again, and then I'm going to commit this file once again, do the git status, and then let's git commit. So git commit -m, and in the message you can just write readme added, and then the file which you want to commit, which is readme.md, and then press enter. And now we just need to push our changes to GitHub, and for that we will use the git push -u origin master command, and then press enter, and this will push our changes to GitHub. And once again give the GitHub credentials and the password, and then press enter, and our changes are pushed to GitHub. So you can see here that this readme file is there, and all the content of readme file is visible now. And on the Jenkins job, when I refresh this, you will see this third job is triggered, and you can see it's working. So you can just click on the third job, and I will go to the console output, and you can see it just says started by SCM change, which means it is started by the change in our repository, which is polled every minute. And once this change is detected, then it's going to start the cloning of your Git repository, and your Jenkins job will be ready after that. So this was the option to poll your GitHub repository every 1 minute, and if the changes are detected, then it's going to trigger the build and your Jenkins job will be executed. So this is how you can integrate Git and GitHub with Jenkins. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and bye for now.